If you would have told me 6 months ago that I wasn't vegan anymore, I would have straight up told you that you are crazy. I'm gonna try to wrap up all of my 4-year experience as a vegan as concisely and effectively for you as possible, so you can know why a 4-year devoted vegan is no longer vegan. I'll just dive straight into things. I became a vegan, like 4 years ago, and I was driven by environmental sustainability and climate change reasons for becoming a vegan. At that time, I was getting my undergraduate degree in environmental science and anthropology, so it was like emergence of like society and humans with the environment, and like the main focal point where I researched was on food systems, and I concluded that the current food system and where we get our food and how food is produced and the animal abuse associated with that is unacceptable, and I transitioned into a vegan lifestyle. And over time, I had been very passionate and in your face kind of vegan for about a year, but then it just really it wasn't about that anymore. It was just a part of who I was. And I felt like I was one of those people who felt like I was destined to be a vegan. Growing up, I had to take lactate, so like a pill to help digest dairy. And then finally when I was like 16 and when I like finally realized, I was like, this is stupid, like why don't I just eat dairy free? Eggs made me pretty nauseous, like I hate the yolk. And like fish was okay, I would eat chicken, but like bacon and sausage or like burgers and like just beef and pork in general I didn't like. So and I remember wanting to become vegetarian or vegan when I was younger, but my parents were like, no, you have to eat meat. So I ate meat, but then when I was 18 I was either vegan or vegetarian up until now when I am 26 years old. A lot of the one major thing that comes up with veganism is that you have limited food options, but throughout my years as a vegan, I ate like a queen. Like essentially anything that you can fathom can be made vegan. So I would eat donuts, or I could go out to restaurants and just like come up with a concoction and like figure it out with the server about what I can eat, what I can't eat. And there's so many styles of food which are vegan friendly, like Indian or Mexican, and I live in Mexico right now, and when I first came here as a vegan, I was eating great. It was so good. And I was really devoted to it. Like I never really saw meat as meat. I would be like, okay, that's a dead pig, or that's a dead fish. And then another thing, people think that with veganism you aren't able to like build muscle or have a nice body, or some people think like if you magically become vegan that you'll lose weight. And that is not true. However, it gives you the power to lose weight and transform your body if you want. I was fortunate to be able to like succeed and like put my mind to it and did it. And I had like a really good weight loss transformation with veganism. And between these photos, there's like a 2-year difference. Is it 2 years? Yeah, a 2-year difference. Like obviously you can slim down on a vegan diet, but lots of times people get confused with like just because something's vegan doesn't mean it's healthy. So like lots of heavily processed vegan foods aren't actually very beneficial for you, whereas like a whole food plant-based diet is really beneficial for you. And luckily I was always kind of inclined for that, just because I genuinely enjoy those foods. I enjoy fruits and vegetables and trying out new combinations and stuff. And so there's lots of food flexibility with what you can do. Like I would make tacos out of romaine lettuce, or have massive bowls of salad with some beans, or prepping food was really easy. Like I can make a bean salad to go in 5 minutes and like take with me out the door, no problem. Veganism was just a part of who I was. I never faced any struggles with it. Oh, another thing about it is like you can build muscle as a vegan. Sometimes people think you need to eat tons of tofu and protein powder. And I had done that for about 2 or 3, maybe 4 months out of like my 2 years of weightlifting that I did. And like I was able to build lots of muscle but not with tofu and protein powder. Like tofu and protein powder was just kind of something that I had for a little while, but it made my stomach really upset. For me, it was really difficult to digest, but I was still able to define my shoulders. I was able to grow my back muscles, and also on a vegan diet is totally capable to build and grow your peach. And I'm so happy that I was able to have this amazing like muscle body composition transformation with a vegan diet. And I was able to maintain all my results, because when you eat a whole food plant-based diet, it's really difficult to overeat on calories. You obviously can, and that just comes with attunement of your body and what you need, and like how much energy you expend, and blah blah blah. But yeah, so veganism, you have food options. It's good for the environment. It helps with animal rights. You can totally take care of your body, get your health in check. It helps lower cholesterol. It helps lower blood pressure. And on the note of blood pressure, it can also lower your blood pressure so much that it becomes dangerously low. And that is what happened to me. Around 6 or 7 months ago, I started getting really lightheaded all of the time. And I ended up fainting. And like, that's bad. Like, fainting is dangerous. Like, I fainted on tile floor. Like, you hit your head. Like, it was like, you know, is dangerous to lose consciousness. Like, sometimes I would get up and start walking, and then I would like zone out, and then I would come to, and I'd be leaning against a wall, and it was as if I was waking up from a dream. And I was like, what the heck? And it was because of this like blackouts and lightheadedness. And yeah, it was after like consulting with a medical professional, it was because of my low blood pressure. So it was like, okay, what helps with low blood pressure? Okay, a low carb diet. Vegan diets, like a plant-based whole food diet, a whole food plant-based diet is high in carbs. So it's like, okay, I gotta change that. So I switched to vegan keto, which is actually not as bad as you would think. I made some videos about it, which I am going to link for you guys to check out, because that plants are amazing. There's so much flexibility with it. So yeah, I switched to a high fat, low carb diet. I started drinking electrolytes, started putting on tons of salt, got B12 injections. I live in Mexico, those are available here. So we calculated how much I needed, and then I tripled it, and I got that in injections. And I did an injection regime for about 4 to 6 weeks in combination with like standard like low blood pressure maintenance. But unfortunately, my symptoms did not subside. I would go to the gym, and if I did a set, I would become dizzy, and I would lose my balance. And I used to be able to work out for all of my vegan time as a vegan. I could work out for an hour or two, and I'd be fine. And then I can go out with friends, or go for a long walk in the neighborhood, whatever. But unfortunately, during my last few months as a vegan, I would lose my breath. I could not, like walking from the kitchen down the hall to the back bedroom, I could feel my heart pounding. And there was like some speculation that it could be asthma related, but we ruled that out. So I was like trying everything that I possibly could to avoid switching out of veganism, and got my blood work done. And you would think that vegans are normally deprived and stuff, but I wasn't. My iron was on point because I eat so many greens. And yeah, my hemoglobin was good. My B12 obviously was on point. Like everything was good. The only issue was the low blood pressure. And finally it was like, okay, I can't keep living with like coming in and out of like consciousness in a way, and blacking out multiple times in the day. Like it's not only when I stand up, it would be if I move too quickly, or if I'm sitting. It was not just like laying down and standing up. I could be sitting and then like sit up further, and I would have my head rush. And yeah, low blood pressure is dangerous. If you faint and your blood can't get to your brain, you can die. So finally I was like, okay, I'm trying everything that I can to make this work on a vegan diet, and it's not working. So I introduced seafood, not seafood, fish and eggs, and that helped. It helped subside the symptoms, but it didn't help me feel better. Like I never have really enjoyed that food, so I ended up feeling kind of nauseous and stuff. In small quantities with the right mix of vegetables, it's doable, but overall it was a struggle. So then I just kind of like lived with it and have been living with it until about 1 month ago, when I was at the grocery store with my partner, and we both, like, the chicken both kind of caught our eyes, and he was like, wouldn't chicken be so good? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, really? And he was kind of like taken off guard. He was like, I can't believe you're saying this right now. And we'd been like doing plant-based keto and like the same diet regime together. And like he said that, and I said yes, and I kind of shocked myself. I was like, I have so many mental barriers to eating animal-based foods, and I have so much guilt around introducing animal foods back into my diet. But then it was just, when the chicken option came up, it was like, I really want this. And it was it's kind of an unexplainable thing. Like, it wasn't just a craving, like, that'll be good. Like, I haven't eaten it for years. It was something like physiological. And then we got it home, got a big salad ready, because I didn't know how I was going to react. But the chicken was amazing. It was so good. I was like, what is this heaven? And that was a month, 3 or 4 weeks ago. And since then, I have been having chicken about once every 4 to 5 days. And my low blood pressure symptoms have virtually vanished. And I don't have to force myself to eat eggs or fish anymore, just to get those nutrients. And it wasn't really helping. I didn't enjoy it. I'm still able to eat. I'm like doing like a ketobiotic diet, so it's mainly all plant-based keto still, but I have chicken, and I finally got it all under control. Yeah, essentially I just wanted to make this video so people know that veganism can work really well for some people for a long time, for their entire lives, for a short time. And you can do amazing things with the vegan diet, and it's versatile and enables you to live your life fully. But for me, my health, despite everything that I could, because I didn't want to switch out of veganism, despite doing everything that I could, I did end up needing to switch out of veganism. And I feel so happy now because I feel energized again. I feel like I can go grocery shopping and I don't lose my breath. It's really great. So yeah, if you have high blood pressure, maybe a vegan diet will be good for you. But if you have low blood pressure, unfortunately, maybe not. So yeah, this video was a little long, but thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I come out with videos all the time about food and health and like self-care and that kind of stuff. So make sure you give this video a like and make sure that you subscribe to my channel. I would be very grateful. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you. I'll see you guys next time.